What's the nastiest seat you've ever been trapped in, and why? By the end, you'll know the exact seat numbers off-duty pilots book for free legroom and zero turbulence. 39% of travelers pay extra to land in the single most hated row. Today, we reverse that odds-on mistake. Ever wonder why off-duty pilots stride past the empty bulkhead, wave off first-class leftovers, and drop straight into the plane-looking mid-wing rows? 38% of turbulence injuries hit passengers parked behind the wing, while seats in rows 1 to 10 average 22% higher fares. Pure irony, because those mid-cabin seats straddle the airplane's center of gravity. Vertical gusts pivot around you instead of catapulting you. Lock in rows 16 through 20 on the seat map, then use a free same-day change covered by most premium travel cards if an aircraft swap threatens your sweet spot. Suarez's latte stays level in 17A even during Manila's monsoon descents, and the data backs him up. WingFlex dampens vibration by up to 45%. Under Part 259, carriers must honor paid seat assignments after equipment swaps, yet a sly clause lets them slide you to any comparable spot if you check in late, so fire up the app the moment the 24-hour window opens. If you hold even entry-level A Advantage Gold, mid-cabin, main cabin extra unlocks for free at T24, turning this hack into a 5-inch legroom bonus at zero cost. Your spine will thank you. Next, let's puncture the bulkhead equals luxury fantasy. Row 1's glossy bulkhead promises VIP sprawl, yet the moment the tray table swings down, your living space shrivels by a brutal 8 inches, slamming shin to plastic. In overnight mode, that squeeze can cut lower leg circulation by 23% and nudge blood clot risk. Ask any long-haul medic so the free legroom. Under IATA infant safety guidelines, bulkheads double as bassinet stations. If a last-minute parent checks in, gate staff can evict you on the spot and slide you anywhere comparable, usually a middle, no refund. Shift 2 rows back instead. Pick 3C or 3D on single aisles, or 11BE on wide bodies. Stash your backpack under the forward seat, then hang a foot hammock. The crew keeps service carts forward, so you still exit early and your knees survive. Smart move. Knee cramp city. On an Osaka red-eye timed restroom runs, bulkhead prisoners averaged 4 extra minutes waiting for neighbors to fold laptops before escape, while row 3 bailed in 30 seconds. Total nonsense. Airlines sense the pain. Several now upcharge bulkhead seats $39 on check-in day, betting you'll bite. Yet, if you carry any Visa Infinite card, you can reimburse that fee and reassign within the app, keeping those funds for sashimi at arrivals. Remember, EU 261 compensation won't cover self-inflicted seat misery, so learn the map before you click. You finally snag that exit row on a midnight hop to Tokyo, bragging to your seatmate about the knee room until recline time hits and your seat back locks like a cargo door, forcing your spine bolt upright through 13 hours while the row behind you drifts flat. Those rigid backs cut spinal load 22%, yet REM by 34%. Sleep thief. Reserve aisle 21C or 21H instead. Same 40-inch pitch, but full recline. And if the aircraft swaps, ANA's 24-hour reassignment rule lets you move free through the app. A-Perk Visa Infinite reimburses if the carrier tries an upcharge. Toss in a self-inflating footrest, and you create a business-like cocoon. Seat looks heroic. Comfort isn't. A film director learned the hard way on last month's Typhoon Talas run, ejecting 2-to-1C at gate change. She walked off Narita awake enough to host the live broadcast, while fellow evacuees staggered to coffee. Next, we tackle the seat that smells worse than day-old curry. Skip rows 32 through 34 on narrow bodies every flush, diaper change, and galley. Reheat vents within 6 feet, turning your 6-hour cross-country into a scented endurance test. Row 32 absorbs 57% of toilet odor plumes and still costs 18% more during peak weekends. Book row 30 instead, your 2 rows upwind, still close to the aisle for stretch breaks, and your carry-on slides under seat 29D, while others queue for bins. If the airline later downgrades your aircraft, DOT Part 382 grants a free receipt away from service areas, quoted at the counter, and watch the agent tap fast. Breathe easy, literally. A Hawaii tourist clocked ammonia spikes with a portable sensor on a Miami LAX hall levels in 32 a hit, twice the indoor limit, while 3OA stayed fresh. And fellow travelers who migrated forward saved 10 minutes deplaning because the service carts park aft. Your nose and neighbor will thank you. 95 decibels in seat 24F, bend-mouthed, yanking out earbuds. Exhaust fans 8 feet away spike cabin noise 30%, slashing speech clarity by 40 shift forward. Choose rows 15 through 18 on narrow bodies. Baffling drops sound 12 decibels, and oxygen saturation rebounds 2 points, pure relief. Rest without roar. A curious college student ran a calibrated sound meter on Amerate's EK203. Row 16 averaged 70 decibels, while row 24 peaked at 93. A dual stat chasm that translates to triple perceived loudness. Total nonsense. Under FAA Part 36, Hushkit certification pushes excess roar aft, quoting that regulation persuaded a JetBlue supervisor to reseat me forward at no cost. Britain's Civil Aviation Authority surveys show passengers behind the fan record 38% higher fatigue complaints. Plan ahead, Seat Guru highlights these danger zones. Screenshot the map, then set an auto-refresh alert on Expert Flyer 12 hours out. 2. Snag cancellations. Alaska MVP Gold Elites secure those rows free in the 72-hour window, while regular flyers fork over $49 at check-in. Ignore the drone, and you'll rent airline brand noise cancel cans for $30, money better spent on ramen at arrivals. Rumor in industry forums points to a quiet zone surcharge launching next winter, targeting those same forward rows. Stay ahead. Book early. Window 12A on most Dreamliners funnels 51% more sunrise glare than any seat ahead of the wing, turning dawn routes into retinal ping pong. That light spike steals 32 minutes of deep sleep, and jacks fatigue. Grab 13A or carry a clip shade. Smart travelers dial the electro dimming to midnight blue at boarding. Cabin crew rarely override, and the darker cellophane cools. Seat temperature 2 degrees. Sweet dreams block that blaze. Last March, a travel nurse flew Doha to Sydney, settling in 12A for the 14-hour marathon. 4 bleary hours later, she bartered into 13A her smartwatch, logging 20% more REM and a resting pulse 6 beats, lower proven science. Under ICAO Annex 6, airlines must regulate cabin climate, yet no rule mandates glare control, so you must Delta Comfort Plus lets Platinum flyers pre-select 13A free at T72, but the same pain costs $49 on departure day. Miss the shade, and cabin crew will upsell a €10 sleep mask avoidable cost. Seasoned flyers pair the shade hack with the free lavender wipe in amenity kits, which clinical studies show lowers heart rate 3 beats per minute. Extra calm. Upcoming FAA light pollution guidelines may price these dark rows next. Hold status or hold the shade. Either way, protect your REM. Last year, 17 million travelers clicked auto assign, and 41% landed in center seats, an upsell engine minting $680 million for the airlines. The code withholds aisle and window inventory until you cross the paywall. Tap continue, and the system assumes you'll cough up to escape the squeeze. Middle means money not for you. Middle riders log 18% higher cortisol and tip 93% more for beer. Yet you can break the script, open the seat map in a fresh browser tab, note every blue-held seat, then kill cookies and return via the airlines. Spanish language site, those held spots often appear green and free. Under Part 259, the carrier must honor your new assignment once issued. Even if the English portal still wants $39, Basic United Silver releases Economy Plus at T24, and Air Canada's app auto-notifies when blocked seats drop, beating the bot. A Denver dad dodged 3 middles this way, reselecting 12 CD for his family within 90 seconds. No fee, straight smiles. Beat the script, keep the seat. You'll lock in row 11 bulkhead for legroom glory. Then a gate agent wheels up a couple, cradling a 6-month-old, and hands them your seat, thanking you for understanding. Bulkheads double as bassinet zones, and under IATA Resolution 740, infants outrank adults regardless of payment. Emirates reassigned 62,000 passengers this way last year, 0 refunds. Silence is suddenly priceless. Crying spikes, cabin noise 16 decibels, and chops delta waves sleep 32%, while the shuffle often dumps you beside the love. Book 2 rows back instead, 13AC on a 787 or 29DF on a 777, where armrests still lift and you keep the underseat back. Slip a polite "Are any bassinets allocated to my row?" into your pre-flight chat with online support. The answer appears in your record locator and becomes ammo at the gate. In the EU, Regulation 261 lets you claim 50% fare back if reseated over 2 rows from your paid spot on flights longer than 3 hours. A journalist preemptively shifted to 13C, slept 5 hours, and walked off fresh, while row 11 veterans queued bleary-eyed for coffee refills. Pick distance over drama. Skip the superstition shuffle and ask for row 17, not the missing 13 that vanishes from many seat maps. Aircraft designers yank the number to calm nervous flyers. Then airlines quietly remap the cabin. Sliding tail rows forward in the printed chart. Tail seats soak up 28% harsher vertical sway, step forward, and dodge the shake. Request row 17 or any forward equivalent at the desk while quoting FAA AC 12027B on weight balance. Agents know tail loads cost fuel, so the system often spills hidden aisle spots into view. Bounce drops 35%, engine growl 12, worth it. Seat numbers hide secrets. Last month in Bogota, a student pilot filmed his coffee cup sloshing sideways in row 38 as he rode the renamed tail. My latte in 17C stayed level. Delta's app now flags service rows that replace the Phantom 13, and Free Silver status releases those mid-cabin picks at T24. EU 261 won't pay for spilled drinks, but it will refund 30% of fare if the airline reseats you more than 3 rows from your paid spot. Memorize that clause. JetBlue is rumored to monetize Lucky 13 next quarter, pitching it as a novelty view. Lock your smooth pivot point now before the marketing spin hits. Row 34B doesn't budge. Grumblida, Cleveland documentary shooter, after a 6-hour freeze on a 737,800. The seat looked normal, yet the recline motor plate had been removed so carts could angle through the aft galley. His spine stacked 54 additional pounds of compressive force and REM time cratered by 41% literal pain. Choose 18 AC on single aisles or 29 AC on twin jets. Same pitch, full tilt, plus the windshield muffles chatter. On Southwest, the free same-day change tool lets you grab those seats at the gate without spending a cent. Recline, rest, recover. 1 line, 12 words. Log your seat tilt angles with a simple protractor and you'll find that 18A swings 7 degrees while 34A 0. Under Part 250, involuntary downgrades trigger vouchers. Cite that if staff shove you into a frozen seat. Even better, American's Aviator card reimburses the $25 Comfort Plus upgrade that unlocks 18A on oversold runs, turning a 5-centimeter tilt into 6 hours of lumbar mercy. Flight data vendors hint that low recline rows will be the next pay for pivot. Upsell in 2026, secure the tilt now before airlines bolt them shut. From wing-smooth pivots to hidden bassinet blocks, you now hold the seat map like a decoder ring. Next video, we dive into the hush-hush cabin upgrades. Airlines hide behind fare code gobbledygook. Stick around if you want free champagne at 36,000 feet. Pick smarter, sit calmer, land richer, not financial, legal, or flight advice. Verify with official airline policy.